Okay, on today's video we're talking about this, the Govee Tree Cone Light. I picked it up recently in preparation for Christmas, and it's a pretty cool light. It's very customizable and it's going to fit in nicely with our Christmas decorations. Anyway, let me rewind a couple of days ago. I'll show you how what comes in the box, how we built it, how we set it up, and then we'll come back to now and do a quick demo on what it can do. Okay, let's see what we got. Oops. Right, okay, so we've got a few boxes. So some instructions. In fact, let me get all this out and I'll set it up and then we can have a look. Okay, so inside the big box we had 4 smaller boxes. Let's have a look. Okay, so the rods that must make up part of the main structure. Then, which box next? Too many to choose from. Then this one. Wow, there's loads and loads of bits in here. Okay, right, I really am going to take it all out and then I'll come back and then walk you through it. Okay, so there's a lot of pieces that makes up this kit. Inside the box, you've got the lights themselves. I haven't actually taken this out of the box yet because it's a long reel of lights that I think I'm going to need to take out at the right point and put it onto the structure in the right way. So I'm going to leave that bit in the box until we need it. Then you've got this bit, which I'm assuming is the base, and all of these pieces come out to form the structure of the base. Then you've got 4 poles, 3 have got connecting pins in them and 1 does not. Then you've got a whole load of clips, some cable ties, some pegs to secure it into the ground, and a British plug or a power supply plug, and then this, which I'm guessing is the water. I think you fill this up with water and place it at the bottom to give it some weight, so if you don't want to peg it into the ground. So you also very fortunately obviously get a quick start guide which walks you through everything that comes in the pack and how to secure it together. So let me try and put this together and then hopefully I can show you how I did it. Right, I'm not really sure how best to show this, so I've set this up on the floor. Hopefully you can see this okay. I've taken the lights out of the box, and what you get in here is the star that goes at the very top. I'm assuming that must be the top of the lights. Oops, hopefully you can see that. Then all of the individual lights with the controller at the bottom and the bit that goes off to the plug. So that seems pretty self-explanatory. But you also get this, which looks to be the base at the bottom, along with a metal base. So, looking at the instructions, it says place the metal plate into the light base, secure it with the 3 screws, and cover it with the plastic cover. Okay, it's not very obvious, but this is like a saucer type thing. And you need to put it on facing down, so that the lip of the saucer is facing down. Then you get 3 of these screws. There we go, put those screws on. Then you got this, which goes on top. Cool, okay. Okay, I need to find somewhere with more room. So I found somewhere with a bit more room, and then I installed the light unit onto the top of the structure, onto the top of the poles that I just installed. The light unit has got a whole load of light strips, and each one of those light strips attaches to one of those arms on the base.
The only thing to remember while installing those light strips is that they can very easily get twisted. So to help ensure that the light looks consistent at the end, you need to make sure that those light strips are untwisted, are all facing the correct direction as you install them.
All right, and here it is all built. So let me just quickly show you a few things. So it does come with these cable ties that are supposed to be used to attach the main, let me just see if yeah, there we go. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just try and focus. There we go. So this is the main power cable that runs down from the top, from up here, all the way down, and then to the switch, and then off to the power supply. So it really would have been better if this was somehow routed inside this tube and came out at the bottom, but it's not. So instead what they do is they give you those cable ties to attach that cable onto this central pole. Now I wasn't keen to use those cable ties because I'm going to set this up at Christmas or over the holidays, and then I want to dismantle it and put it in the loft or in the attic until the next Christmas. I'm not going to want to have it up permanently, and if I use cable ties, then I'm not going to be able to dismantle it without breaking those cable ties. So instead I'm using some of these reusable like Velcro strips, and I've put them all the way down. So there's one here, another one here, and it keeps on going down, and it makes the, hopefully it's not too, it's hopefully fairly inconspicuous, and it just routes the cable down to the bottom and then off out to the power supply. And that will allow me just to unclip these without having to cut anything when I'm putting this away. The other things it comes with are, you either get, well, you get all of this, but you get these pegs, which you can use to, if you're on soft ground like this, you can attach them down onto this and onto each of these bars. And I think you get like 6 or maybe 8 of these pegs to hold it in place. Or if you're going to put this onto a hard floor where you can't use the pegs, they give you this this water bag instead. So you fill this with water, and then you put that around the base, like so, obviously filled with water to hold it in place. So yeah, you've got a couple of different mounting options. I thought I'd also just show you this. So the bottom of each light string has got a little loop. Oops. Yeah, so the bottom of each light string has got a little loop. You then attach that to this included spring, which then attaches to the bottom of, or the end of each of these arms, and that's what keeps it taut and creates the cone shape. Okay, now that it's built, let's get this added into the app. I'll share my mobile phone screen on the side of the screen so you can see what's going on. If you click on Add, it's picked it up straight away. Click on Add there. Right, I'm going to just push the on button. Excellent. All right, so we've given it a name. Click on Done. Right, let me just quickly add it to the Wi-Fi. It's got a new firmware version, so let's do that. And there we go. It's all added into the app. Right, I think what I need to do now is come back when it's dark and show you what it looks like. Okay, so before moving on to the demo of the lights, we first need to calibrate it. And to do that, you just go into, let me go back, go into the lights themselves, click on Settings in the top right-hand corner, and then click on Device Calibration. In here, you get this option where it tells you to please set the center position of the device in order to ensure optimal lighting effects. So essentially what you're doing is telling the light which is the front, so that all of the patterns or all of the light shows can be centered around that position. So there are 2 red strips, and you've just got to move them around until they're in the center of the view, which is there. Okay, so now let's click on Confirm. That's it, all done. Right, let's now move on to the demo.